5 signs that your budget is not working, ladies and gentlemen. 5 signs that your budget is not working. Ladies and gentlemen, before I even continue with this particular video, if you are seeing me for the first time, my name is Sir John Mweri. I'm a professional accountant with Xfinop Accountancy and Insurance Consultancy, and I normally come here to talk about investments, our businesses, investment portfolios, how we can increase and have multiple sources of income, how we can invest in the best ways, how to improve our financial performance, and the ultimate goal, how to become a financially free person. So if you have not subscribed to this particular channel, go ahead and subscribe. Give me a like on this video, and if you felt that you want to say something about this particular video, you can put it on the comment section so that we can have an interactive discussion, and even the other viewers can be able to see what you are saying about this particular video. All right, and ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to waste a lot of time because the topic is very hot, because I want to help someone here, because we end up creating budgets that we think that they are working for us, but if you do a little bit follow up, you find out that that particular budget is actually not working. And you remember that when you find that your budget is not working, you end up quitting that particular budget and you decide that you are not going to work with a budget, of which is a very dangerous move as far as the finances are concerned. All right. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, I have prepared you the 5 points, and I've written them on my diary here so that I can make sure that I don't forget any point or I don't leave out any information that I have prepared for you. All right. And in the next 10 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, it's just 10 minutes, very short. I'm going to explain you why the reasons that you are going to identify and make sure or identify and see that your budget is not working for you. Let's get to the business of the day. Number one, we are talking about a restrictive budget. A restrictive budget. All right. Now, don't mind my handwriting. Sometimes it can be you, but anyway, as long as you can see what I'm writing, it's good. All right. Now, let's talk about a restrictive budget. A restrictive budget. You know what? When I talk about the word restrict, up to there. The word restrict is like kujinyima, to limit, a limited budget, you know, like, you know, when you decide to budget, like kuna pesa umeallocate kwa food, kuna pesa umeallocate kwa kujibamba, kuna pesa umeweka kwa savings and so on and so on. Now you find that in one way or the other, kuna place umefinya sana. When it comes to entertainment, umefinya sana because unataka kukula, or you want to pay landlord a lot of money, and then you have restricted yourself in other areas, and then with time you are going to realize, manze, siwezi endelea hivi, mpaka nguo siwezi nunua. It's because you did not draft your budget well. A good budget is not going to be restrictive. A good budget, you are going to live in a house that you are comfortable. You are going to eat good food that you feel that you are living. You are going to have fun with your friends. You are going to afford even dinner dates and so on and so on. You are going to afford going out with friends and actually paying those particular bills because you budgeted your amount very well. Now, if you put more money in food or in rent, then it means when it comes to your wants, that money is not going to be enough, and then you feel that this budget is not for me because I cannot even be able to buy myself clothes. Or you are aggressive in becoming rich and investing and saving, then you put 50% of your money to a savings account, and then you find out that you are saving a lot of money to an extent that you cannot even be able to eat well, you cannot be able to dress well. So watu huku wanakuona huku nje umechapa lakini uko na pesa. Jameni, that is not a good life. So you need to come up with a very good budget. Let the budget be very much flexible enough. Be happy at the same time. Make sure that you invest something. And that's why you normally say every income that you receive, every net income that you receive, make sure 20% is the one that is going to your investments and savings. 80% you should use it in one way or two. Just try to fix it somewhere, because sometimes you might have family members who need something, and so on and so on. So restrictive budget is not going to work for you. The second one is varied income. All right, varied income. Now, this one I'm talking about a budget on varied income. What do I mean by varied income? A varied income is an income that varies. It's not constant. For example, January, February, March, April, May, June. Now here you received a net salary of net income of 50K, here 48, here 60, here 70, here you went back to 42, here you went to 80. You see, your income is not constant. So if your income is not constant, then there is no way you are going to have a constant budget. A constant budget is not going to work for you here, because here you have a different income, you have a different income. So here you have to come up with a different budget. When you get to Feb, you need to come up with a different budget. When you get to March, at the same thing and the same thing as we continue. Remember, even that person who have a constant income, the expenses per month are not going to be the same. This month you might refill that gas, but next month you are not going to refill that particular gas. This month you are going to have some emergencies, but next month you are not going to have some emergencies. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, I said that whenever you come up with a budget, make sure that you allocate some miscellaneous amount for emergencies and so on and so on. So again, varied income. So what do I mean here? You need to come up with new budget in each and every month. You need to adjust your budget depending on the expenses that have come up, and so on and so on and so on. Hope we are flowing. Can I flow? Good, good, good. Now, the third is using the wrong budgeting method. Wrong budgeting method. All right. Now, when we talk about the wrong budgeting method, for example, the 50, 30, 20 rule is a budgeting method that is actually used by a lot of people. 80% normally use 50, 30, 20, whereby they allocate 50% of their net income to their wants, 30% to their needs, 30% to their wants, and 20% to their. Now you find out that this budget is actually flexible to a lot of people, but there is someone who feel that this budgeting method cannot work for me. So if you belong to a different category, or if you are working in different groups, this budget might not work for everybody. All right. So if you end up consuming this particular budgeting method and it's not working for you, then you find out that your budget is not actually working for you, and then you quit and you say, no, hii mambo ya budgeting tuachane nayo. So make sure you use the right budgeting method. And when you use the right budgeting method, you are actually going to know. Utajua tu when you are using the right budgeting method, utajua, because you'll be able to distribute your income how they're supposed to be distributed, and every area and aspect in your life, it's going to be allocated some amount of money. All right. All right, that is the third one. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go to the fourth one. And we are talking about the budget did not exhaust income. The budget did not exhaust. That one is too long. I cannot write it. The budget did not exhaust your income. Now, you have 80,000. You have come up with a budget. Mbona 20,000 imebaki? Na hiyo ndo pesa ikibaki unasemanga, this amount, it's nowhere in the budget. Si nimeallocate once, si nimeallocate savings, si nimeallocate daily expenses. Now I'm left with 20,000. Hii 20,000 sinikule. You know, you end up misappropriating and actually eating that amount because it was nowhere allocated in the budget. All right. So what do I prefer? If you have allocated your amount well, and you have found out that there is some amount that have been left, this is where you need to go back to your budget and try to fix it. For example, if you feel that you cannot now put more money in your wants, then you can put money in your savings account if you feel it's a lot of money, because kuna mabachela hapa, kuna watu wajaoa, and so there are people who are not paying school fees. So you can put more money in your savings account instead of not saying that it's not in the budget. Now I can do what I want with this particular money. No, you might end up making the wrong mistake. And the last one, ladies and gentlemen, is struggling with emergency fund. Struggling with emergency fund. Now you find out that if you're struggling with emergency funds, ladies and gentlemen, it means that your budget is not working for you, and you need to reconsider coming up with a new budget that is actually going to make sure that you have some emergency funds in your life. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this video. We meet in our next video. Thank you, and don't forget to subscribe and comment. Have a nice time. Think about this. Very important.